All right, we are ready for matchup number 4 today. We have 2 poems today that were written during World War I. So we're going to start first with The Soldier by Rupert Brooke. If I should die, think only this of me, that there's some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. There shall be in that rich earth a richer dust concealed, a dust whom England bore, shaped, made aware, gave once her flowers to love, her ways to roam, a body of England's breathing English air, washed by the rivers, blessed by sons of home. And think this heart, all evil shed away, a pulse in the eternal mind, no less, gives somewhere back the thoughts by England given, her sights and sounds, dreams, happy as her day, and laughter learnt of friends and gentleness, in hearts at peace under an English heaven. Okay, so this poem was written in 1914, right at the beginning of World War I, that first year when everyone was very supportive of the war. There was this feeling of patriotism, and you can see that reflected in this poem. The soldier, though he must probably feel frightened to go off and fight in this war, he has this very positive outlook on he's willing to lay down his life for his country, and also says that if he dies, wherever he dies, there is some corner of a foreign field that is forever England. So he feels that England is responsible for who he is, and therefore his consciousness will carry England with him even after he dies, and it will become a part of the physical surroundings of wherever he dies, and thus this corner of a foreign field somewhere will be claimed by England because of his spirit if he dies there. So this is also thought to be kind of a naive version of war, because no real impact of war, descriptions of actual wartime are felt here, but rather just this very patriotic feeling of why someone would go to war and lay down their life. All right, we are ready for the second poem, In Flanders Fields. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. All right, so similarly to The Soldier, this was written a year after The Soldier in 1915, again toward the beginning of World War I, and that same patriotism, kind of romanticism with war is felt in this poem as well. And both poems, interestingly enough, were very popular shortly after being published. Sometimes that does not happen with poetry. It can be years or even after the poet's death before poems are recognized and celebrated. But for these 2 poems, they actually became popular shortly after being published. So they were popular during the poet's lifetimes. In this poem, the symbol of the poppies growing from the burned earth becomes a very powerful symbol that lives on to this day, of the poppy as a symbol for the armed forces in remembrance of those who've died in battle. So both poems have a similar view of war, a somewhat naive view of war before the disillusionment comes later with the actuality of war, and that patriotism is felt in both poems. So go in and choose which one you prefer, The Soldier or In Flanders Fields.